Two Sheds Gabby here, back with another penny hoarding, copper hoarding adventure. Before I bust into the box that I picked up at the bank a day or two ago, I've got these I got from a friend. He said I could just have this box of pennies, and we're going to go through it and see if there's some copper and maybe even a few wheat pennies, and see what we can get put aside for my copper goal for the year, which is 260 pounds for the year. Starting with these two medicine vials. I'm also just running a magnet through stuff just to see if there's a 43 or a 44 that might get picked up with a magnet. In those two medicine bottles, there was no wheat pennies, but there's a little bit over 3 ounces of copper. Next, we'll go through this little Santa bag. I found a wheat penny, yay! 1946. Yeah, cool. Did you ever, sometimes just look at coins, you're like, that's the zinc, it's a zinc coin. And so, a lot of the 1983s I pick up, it's like, it just looks zinc. But every now and then you pick one up and goes, hey, that might have a copper look about it, So you weigh them anyway. And they're always zinc. There's an 82 right there. And it looks copper, and it is. But every now and then you pick up an 82 and you think, well, that looks kind of zinc too. But then you weigh it and it's copper. How come it don't work the other way around with the 83s? They're just got to get you. That one looks zinc, and it is zinc. After going through the Santa Claus bag of pennies, I guess there's about 4 more ounces. I'm up to, about eight something ounces total so far. I still just have the one wheat. Now we'll get into the tin can. It's almost like there's less copper in this thing than you get in a box. It's not a lot of copper. But hey, we take what we get, right? Well, I've gone through all of them. I really thought it was going to be more copper. When he told me he had this old metal tin can, I was expecting a little bit bigger ratio, but that's okay. I got, like I said, just under 14 ounces of copper. I found one more wheat penny. It's pretty beat up, 1941. And I got, 3.5 pounds of zinc. So I don't think that's a big ratio, but he just gave them to me. So what can I say? That's pretty cool. All right, we'll get started on the box I picked up from the bank. And hopefully we'll get 3 pounds of copper out of that. Boy, looks like this week's pennies have all been re-rolled. I hope that's not a bad thing. Well, the first roll got me 10 US copper and 1 Canadian copper, so I can certainly live with that. Let's see what the rest of them bring. The second roll, I get 11 US copper and 1 more Canadian copper, so that's pretty cool. One thing that I do keep an eye out for when I'm going through customer road, because you never know how long these things have been like in somebody's box or jar or something. I look for the newest year that you find in there, because that might give you some idea of when they quit saving these. But this one I found in 2022, so it hasn't been too long. Anyway, that's just something that I keep an eye out for. This is my 6th roll, and here is another Canadian, but this one looks like it's not the copper Canadian, 2002. After that second roll, the copper dropped a bit. They were like 6 or 7 each roll after that. So when you're out getting your pennies to certs, do you prefer getting bank rolls or customer rolls? There's an 83 zinc. I got that one box one time that was all like a whole bunch of rolls that was all copper, which is really cool. But in general, I think I do better overall with the bank rolls than the customer rolls. That's just been my experience. I'm sure others have had other experiences than that. Well, here's another Canadian, but again, it's another non-copper one. 1997. I'm starting to think that this person collected wheat pennies. maybe not, but I haven't seen one yet. And unfortunately, the copper has not been as good as it was the first two rolls. I'm in the 10th row, and would you look at that? A wheat penny got slipped in there. 1936. Also, I have found a couple of 2023s, so these pennies weren't sitting around. These are recently kept. But there's one wheat penny anyway. That's pretty cool. Glad to see it. I also got one 2009. And I'm not messing with the 17 P's in this one. Oh, there's one right there. I've just put a couple more rolls away, and I just feel like I have enough for right now. Yeah, definitely better copper in this roll. '83. I just weighed an '83 that looked so copper, and it wasn't. If it had been an '82, it would have been copper. Zinc there. '82. This is my 5th Canadian coin, but it's my 3rd non-copper one. I usually find more copper than not, but that's the way it goes tonight. I believe this is the second one from '98, I think. Yeah. Still just the one wheat penny. The copper, it's up and down. I get a roll with 5 or 6, but then I got one roll that had 14, so it's decent. Anyway it goes, it's a decent amount of copper. I would like to find a few more wheat pennies, but 82. I'm still not quite halfway done yet. I stopped for a break for a while and watched a show with my wife, and we're watching a British show. For the second time, we watched it years ago. Inspector George Gently. We like the British shows. Then I went to see my mom and my son and his wife had come down to visit. So we'll see them again tomorrow. And now I'm back home a little bit before bedtime. I'm going to go through some more of these pennies. 82. Hey, there's another 2009. Second one of them. Here in the 16th row is my 6th Canadian, and this one is copper. 1976. I wouldn't mind at all finding another wheat penny here. Or a gold coin, that accidentally got rolled into the roll. Zinc. Well, here's my 7th Canadian and another non-copper, and the date's not on the back, so I believe it's one of those 2002s. Yeah, 52 to 2002. I'm not even sure what that 50 here stands for. Okay, I had to go look. It's the 52 to 2002 is the Queen Mary's 50th year jubilee. Something like that. Her 50th year as queen. Well, I'm finding quite a few of these Canadian tonight, that's for sure. Elizabeth became queen in '52 when her father passed away, and she was 25 years old when she became queen. And she died in 2022. I'm at the end of the 23rd row, almost halfway through the box, and I find a Centennial 1867 copper penny. Pretty cool. That's the 9th Canadian I've found. I want to show you this toning. I found a couple of like this tonight. I think those are pretty cool, how they almost a purplish color. I don't know if they're worth keeping, but that's pretty neat, I think. Just different. Don't know what causes it. 25th row, halfway through the box, and we get to wheat penny number 2. Come on. 58D. Not as old as the last one, but that was fun finding another one anyway. There's another 2009 there. Third one of those. Pretty good copper in this row. Yeah, I'm halfway through the box. It's pushing 11 p.m. I'm going to bed, and good night all. See you in the morning. It's 10:30 the next morning. Time to get back at it. Good morning. I'm pretty early in the second half, and I just had family leave for a little while. They came in earlier. And here is another non-copper Canadian. I don't think I've ever gotten this many in one box of the non-copper ones. And this is the last year they made them too, 2012. What is that, a wheat? Ha! That's wheat number 3. 53D, I believe that says. Well, that's nice. Cool. Copper. The very next roll, and there's another one. Let's see what year this one is. 2003 on that one. Actually, I think I'm losing a little bit of money with these Canadian coins because the Canadian dollar is not quite the same, unless it's changed recently and I haven't noticed. But the Canadian dollar was a little bit lower than the US dollar. So you do actually lose just a little bit. About 8 rolls to go, and there's another one. All these non-copper ones. Man, I've never gotten this many before. This one's 2004. Seems like my boxes of coins lately, the second halves haven't been as exciting as the first half. And that's a drag. You always want the second half to be a little bit more exciting than the first half. Here's a copper coin. Oh, I meant to show you this one too. People having fun with their coins. I did get 10 coppers in that row. With 5 rows to go, and here's another non-copper Canadian. This is another one of the 50th year anniversary memorial for the Elizabeth. Anyway, wow, 9 of the non-coppers. I've probably lost a penny with that. I'm finding I may have 3 pounds of copper, but I'm not finding any wheat pennies or anything else. I did find a few more 2009s. I'll look in a minute and see if I have all 4 designs. I don't think I do. 82. Copper. The very next row, 4 rows to go, and there's non-copper Canadian number 10. 1998. I'll have to check and see if any of these... There's a couple that I still need of the later years in my folders. I'll have to check and see if any of these fit. Come on, let's find another Weedy. '82. Well, I finally found another copper Canadian. I believe that's 5 of those. That's a lot of Canadian coins I got in this box. I believe that makes 15 altogether. Although 2/3 of them are not copper. Just 3 wheat pennies. 83, I'll weigh that in a minute. It looks pretty zinc to me. I'm in the last row, and there's yet another non-copper Canadian. 1997. Golly. That's a lot of them I got this time. I'll get this 82s weighed and see how much copper I got in this box here in just a second. 9 coppers in this roll. Well, I only got 3 wheat pennies this box. I did get 6 2009s, but only 2 different designs. I was thinking it was 3. And I got 16 Canadian, only 5 of them copper. Here's the copper I got. For this box, it was like 3 pounds, 3 ounces, which is really good. And when I add my friend's copper to it, it's just over 4 pounds. And I will get us another box started since I filled up the last one. Oh, goodness. I'll get a sticker on there, and we'll put it on top of that stack right there. So that puts us just under 50 pounds so far for this year. It's going pretty good. I checked in my Canadian book, and all I need in the newer Elizabeth ones is a 2008 and 9. I didn't get either one of those. Other than that, there's like 5 or 6 of the old King pennies that I don't have. And that book will be full. Let me show you. That's all I need right there. 6 of the old ones, 2 of the newer ones.